Hey, this is Dave. I know you've heard growing up and heard from most preachers that Jesus was 30 years old when he began his ministry and he's 33 when he's crucified, but that's actually probably not the case. So we're standing here by the Church of the Nativity in Nazareth, a traditional site of where Jesus grew up. We don't know for sure exactly where that house was, but we are near that place. So listen, Jesus was most likely, although again we don't know for sure, about 35 or 36 when he was crucified. Now here's how that works. So the monk who made the dating system originally, 0 BC, we all know that that turned out to be wrong, and that 0 should have been about 4 years earlier. So Jesus was born before 4 BC. Now we know that's accurate because Herod the Great, who tried to have Jesus killed as a baby, he made an edict to try to kill the babies 2 years and younger. But Herod died in 4 BC, so Jesus had to be born before 4 BC. Now, if Herod made that edict trying to kill the babies 2 years and younger, and he died in 4 BC, then Jesus was probably born somewhere between 7 and 5 BC. Let's just take the date of 5 BC. That kind of makes sense. All right, so we know when John the Baptist was killed because of some things that the text says in relationship to rulers. John the Baptist was beheaded in 28 AD. So that's when Jesus began his ministry. Now, we know that Jesus' ministry was about 3 years long. We know that from the Gospels. So that brings that year up around from 28 AD to 31 AD. Now, because of the way the Sabbaths are described at the Passover time in the Bible, we know that the Passover is the 14th of Nisan. That's the Jewish date for the Passover. But there's a Sabbath on a Friday there. And so the only years where that all works out, all the story works out in the Gospels with relationship between the Passover and the Sabbath are AD 27, AD 30, and AD 33. Now AD 27 is too early for Jesus' crucifixion because John the Baptist dies after that, and then Jesus' ministry is 3 years. AD 33 is a little too long because of the other events that happen in the New Testament and other things we know about history. So AD 30 is the most likely date for the crucifixion of Jesus. Now there's scholars who are going to disagree with this, that's fine. AD 30. So if Jesus is born in 5 BC or 6 BC, let's just choose that little range, somewhere between 5 and 6, then when he's crucified is 35 years old or 36 years old. Now, one last argument. But you're going, wait a second, but the Bible says, and Jesus was 30 when he began his ministry. It doesn't say that. In the book of Luke, it says Jesus was about 30 years old, meaning if they knew he was 30, they would say, and Jesus was 30, but they don't. Luke says, and he was about 30, meaning he didn't know exactly how old Jesus was when he began his ministry. So he's about 30 years old. We know from those dates that Jesus is crucified when he's about 35 or 36 years old.